617 horsepower. Just let that number sink in. 617. That's more power than a Lamborghini Huracan, more than a Ferrari Portofino, and it's hiding under the hood of a family SUV. This is the 2025 BMW X5 M competition, a vehicle that, on paper, makes absolutely no sense. It's a 5,400-pound beast designed to haul groceries and kids, yet BMW says it'll hit 60 miles per hour in just 3.7 seconds. So, is this the most brilliantly engineered, physics-defying machine on the road today? The one vehicle that truly does it all? Or is it just a glorious, wildly expensive, and ultimately confused exercise in excess? That's what we're here to find out. We're going to push this monster to its absolute limits. And then, we're going to see if you can actually live with it. The idea of a performance SUV isn't exactly new. For years, car makers have been cramming ridiculously powerful engines into high-riding wagons, but BMW's M division has always claimed to be different. They say they don't just chase numbers, they chase a feeling, an experience. They call their cars the ultimate driving machine. So with this, the top dog X5 M, they're basically calling it the ultimate SUV experience. That's a bold claim, especially with rivals like the Porsche Cayenne Turbo and the Audi RS Q8 breathing down your neck. BMW's argument is that this isn't just an X5 with a bigger engine. They say this is a ground-up M car that just happens to be shaped like an SUV. It promises the heart-stopping thrills of a track car with the practicality to take your family on a ski trip. It sounds impossible. It sounds like a marketing pitch that can't possibly hold up in the real world. Well, we've got the keys. Let's find out if this rolling contradiction can actually deliver. First, we'll explore the beast. Then, we'll try to tame it. The M promise, exterior and first impressions. Walking up to the 2025 X5 M competition, it's not just its size that hits you, but its sheer presence. This is not your neighbor's standard X5. It's wider, lower, and just angrier. Every line, vent, and crease in the metal screams performance. It's like a normal X5 spent a year in a maximum security prison gym and came out covered in muscle and tattoos. It all starts up front with those kidney grills. They're massive, finished in gloss black, and completely unapologetic. Flanking them are the slim, focused new LED matrix headlights that give it a predatory stare. But it's down below where the real M business begins. The entire lower front end is a complex web of air intakes and channels, designed not just for show, but to feed the monster within and cool the massive brakes. These aren't fake vents. They're here because they have to be. This isn't just styling, it's engineering, you can see. Move along the side, and the M-specific details just keep coming. You've got the signature M side gills. More than a badge, they're a statement of lineage. The mirrors are the classic M style, shaped to cut through the air at the frankly absurd speeds this thing can hit. And then there are the wheels. On our competition model, it's a staggered setup, huge 21-inch wheels up front and even bigger 22s in the back. They're wrapped in what can only be described as steamroller-wide summer tires, a dead giveaway of this vehicle's true intent. We're talking 295 millimeters wide in the front and an insane 315 in the rear. For context, that's wider than the rear tires on a lot of supercars. Peeking through those spokes, you can see the enormous M compound brakes. The calipers, painted in a vibrant red with the M logo, are 6-piston units up front, clamping down on huge 15.6-inch drilled rotors. These aren't just brakes, they're anchors, designed to haul over 2.5 tons of German muscle down from its 177 mph for top speed. The rear might be its most definitive angle. The standard X5 is handsome. The X5 M is dramatic. A subtle but effective roof spoiler helps with airflow. The taillights are smoked, adding to the menacing look. But your eyes are automatically drawn down to the 4 cannon-sized exhaust pipes, the hallmark of a true M car. Finished in black chrome, they're housed in a deeply sculpted rear diffuser that looks like it was stolen from a race car. Those pipes don't just hint at the power, they're a direct promise of the acoustic violence this machine is ready to unleash. Everything about the design tells you this is a serious performance vehicle. It's a rolling contradiction, a masterpiece of packaging. It has the high-riding stance and big cabin of an SUV, but every single detail, from the aggressive aero to the massive tires and brakes, tells a story of speed. It doesn't whisper its capabilities, it shouts them from every angle. Before you even push the start button, the X5 M has made a powerful statement. The heart of the machine, powertrain. Pushing the red start button on the center console brings the V8 to life. There's a sharp bark from the quad exhaust that quickly settles into a deep, menacing rumble you feel through the whole cabin. It's a sound that's both refined and deeply intimidating. This is the S68 engine, a 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8, and it is the heart and soul of the X5 M competition. But for 2025, BMW has added a new trick. Tucked into the housing of the 8-speed M-Steptronic transmission is a 48-volt mild hybrid system. Now, when you hear hybrid, you're probably thinking fuel economy. That is not what this is about. This is a performance hybrid. The small electric motor gives you an immediate burst of power, kicking in an extra 148 pound-feet of torque right from a standstill. Think of it as the ultimate anti-lag system. Normally, you get a slight delay as turbos spool up. Here, that lag is gone. The instant you touch the throttle, the electric motor gives you a surge of torque, filling the gap while the two turbos, nestled in the hot V between the cylinders, get to work. The result is a seamless, relentless wave of acceleration. The total system output is a staggering 617 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque. Getting all that power to the road is a massive job, and it falls to two key components, the transmission and the all-wheel drive system. The gearbox is an 8-speed M-Steptronic automatic. While some purists might prefer a dual clutch, this transmission is a masterpiece. In its most comfortable setting, it shifts with buttery smoothness. But tap the shifter over to manual, start using the carbon fiber paddles, and its whole personality changes. Shifts become lightning fast and brutally quick, delivered with a satisfying kick. You can even adjust the shift speed with the drive logic settings, from smooth to downright aggressive. From there, power goes to the MX Drive all-wheel drive system. This isn't your average safety-first AWD, it's an M-tuned system with a clear rear-wheel drive bias. In default 4WD mode, you get incredible traction. But the real magic happens in 4WD Sport mode. It sends even more power to the rear wheels, making the X5 M feel playful and agile like a rear-drive sports sedan. It lets you get a little bit of slip-on corner exit, making the drive so much more engaging. The active M differential at the back can then precisely shuffle torque between the left and right rear wheels, clawing for even more grip and agility. Keeping this whole powertrain from melting down is why the front of this car is basically one giant radiator. There are coolers for the engine oil, the transmission, and the turbo intercoolers. It's a robust system designed to make sure the X5 M can deliver peak performance again and again without breaking a sweat. The driving test, what it really feels like. All right, enough with the specs. What does 617 horsepower actually feel like? To find out, we need to use launch control. You pick the most aggressive settings, turn off traction control, hold the brake with your left foot, and floor the accelerator. The revs climb, the engine note hardens, and a message on the dash confirms you're ready to launch. You are now piloting a 5,400-pound missile. Releasing the brake is a violent, mind-bending experience. There's no tire squeal, no drama, just an immediate and brutal forward shove. The MX Drive system hooks up perfectly, and the combined force of the V8 and mild hybrid system pins you into your seat with an intensity that literally takes your breath away. It feels less like acceleration and more like being rear-ended by a freight train. BMW claims 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds, and it feels every bit that fast, if not faster. The sheer shock of something this big moving this quickly is hard to process. But straight-line speed is only half the story. The M badge promises handling, and this is where the X5 M starts to defy physics. Throw it into a corner, and you brace for the body roll and understeer you'd expect from a tall, heavy vehicle. But it never comes. The adaptive M suspension and active roll stabilization work together to keep this massive body almost perfectly flat. It corners with the tenacity of a sports sedan half its size. The steering is precise and gives you great feedback, so you can place the car with confidence. In the sportier settings, it adds a reassuring weight that feels right for the speeds you're carrying. You can feel the MX drive system working under you, shuffling power to help pivot the car around the corner. It doesn't feel like it's being forced to turn. It feels like it wants to turn. It feels agile, playful, and shockingly neutral. A huge part of this is how much you can customize the car's behavior. The setup button on the center console lets you individually configure the engine, chassis, steering, braking, and all-wheel drive system. You can have the engine in full-on Sport Plus, but keep the suspension in comfort for a bumpy road. You can even adjust the brake pedal feel. Then you have the two red M buttons on the steering wheel, M1 and M2. They're programmable shortcuts. You can set M1 as your perfect fast road setup, maybe sport engine and comfort suspension, and program M2 for all-out track mode with everything in Sport Plus and traction control loosened up. This level of customization lets you tailor the car's personality to your exact mood. Of course, all this go needs an equal amount of stop. The M compound brakes are simply phenomenal. The pedal feel is firm and progressive, and their stopping power is immense. Even after repeated hard stops, there's no sign of fade. They give you the confidence you need to carry speed, knowing you can scrub it off in an instant. This isn't just a fast SUV, it's a complete performance package. This machine is an absolute adrenaline rush. The way it combines this level of raw power with such sophisticated handling is just mind-blowing. If you're enjoying this look at what makes the X5 M tick, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because now we're going to answer the most important question of all. After the thrill ride is over, can you actually live with this monster every single day? The answer might surprise you. The other half, luxury and daily life. After all the sound and fury, it's time to dial everything back. We press the M mode button and select Road. The exhaust gets quiet, the suspension softens, the steering lightens up, and the digital cluster turns back into a normal display. The beast has been calmed down, and now we see if the X5 M can play the part of a comfortable luxury daily driver. The first thing you notice is the ride quality. For a vehicle on massive wheels and low-profile tires, the ride in comfort mode is surprisingly good. It's firm, sure, you'll never mistake it for a Rolls-Royce, but it's not harsh. The adaptive dampers do an excellent job soaking up most bumps, making it perfectly livable for a daily commute. This dual personality is probably the car's most impressive engineering trick. The other half of the daily driver equation is the interior, and in here, the X5 M is pure luxury. The cabin is a stunning mix of high-quality materials and cutting-edge tech. Our test car has beautiful full merino leather that covers not just the seats, but the dashboard and door panels too. It's complemented by real carbon fiber trim, an Alcantara headliner, and cool ambient lighting you can customize to any color. The M Sport seats are a work of art. They offer incredible support for spirited driving, but they're also supremely comfortable for long trips. They're heated, ventilated, and our car has the optional massage function, which is a lifesaver in traffic. Finding the perfect driving position is easy, with full electronic adjustment for the seat and steering wheel. Right in front of you is the huge BMW curved display, which combines a 12.3-inch instrument cluster and a 14.9-inch infotainment screen under a single piece of glass. It runs BMW's latest iDrive software, which is fast and responsive. You can control it via the touchscreen, the rotary dial on the console, or with your voice. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard and work seamlessly. You also get a fantastic M-specific head-up display that projects vital info right onto the windshield so you never have to look down. Practicality isn't an afterthought. There are plenty of storage spots, a wireless charging pad, and even optional heated and cooled cup holders. The back seats are spacious with plenty of legroom and headroom for 2 adults. Rear passengers get their own climate controls and USB-C ports. This is a car that can genuinely carry 4 adults in complete comfort. And what about the utility part of SUV? The X5 M has a power-operated split tailgate, a classic and very useful BMW feature. The cargo area is huge, offering 33.9 cubic feet of space with the seats up. That's more than enough for a big grocery run, luggage for a vacation, or a set of golf clubs. Fold the rear seats down, and it expands significantly. It's a genuinely practical space where performance hasn't sacrificed usability. The family test and the verdict. So we've established that it's brutally fast and surprisingly comfortable. But can those two personalities really coexist? Can you strap a child seat in the back, load up the trunk, and drive this 617 horsepower monster to daycare without it feeling like total overkill? The answer, incredibly, is yes. A huge part of what makes the X5 M work as a daily is its suite of driver assistance systems. Active Driving Assistant comes with features like forward collision warning and blind spot detection. Our car has the optional Driving Assistance Professional package, which adds a sophisticated adaptive cruise control with a lane centering function. In heavy traffic, the car will basically drive itself, which dramatically reduces the stress of a commute. The 360-degree camera system makes parking this big vehicle a breeze. These features help tame the beast when you need it to be docile. But there are, of course, costs. The most obvious is gas. The EPA estimates are 13 mpg in the city and 18 on the highway. And that's if you're gentle. Start using that V8, and you will watch the fuel gauge drop at an alarming rate. This is a very thirsty vehicle. Then there's the price. The 2025 BMW X5 M competition starts around $129,000, and with a few options like our car has, you're looking at closer to $140,000. This puts it in a very exclusive club with the Audi RS Q8 and the Porsche Cayenne Turbo. The Porsche is often called the sharpest handler, while the Audi has a stunning design. Yet, the X5M holds its own, offering what many feel is the best balance of raw power and everyday usability. So, is the 2025 BMW X5 M competition the ultimate SUV experience? It depends on what you define as ultimate. If you mean the most comfortable or the most fuel efficient, then no. But if ultimate means having the widest possible range of abilities, then it makes a ridiculously strong case. This is a vehicle that can embarrass sports cars on a track, and then, with the push of a button, turn into a serene and luxurious family hauler. It refuses to compromise. It proves you can have blistering performance without giving up practicality. It's a masterpiece of engineering, a true M car through and through that just happens to have room for your family. For the driver who wants it all, this might just be the most complete vehicle on the planet. The 2025 BMW X5 M competition is an exercise in glorious, wonderful excess. It's a vehicle that makes no logical sense, and yet, behind the wheel, it feels absolutely perfect. It delivers on its impossible promise, blending the soul of a supercar with the body of a family wagon. It is proof that the pursuit of the ultimate driving experience is alive and well at BMW. It's a rolling contradiction, a physics-defying masterpiece, and one of the most thrilling and versatile machines I have ever driven. But that's my take. What do you think? Is the X5 M competition the undisputed king of the super SUVs, or would you take the Porsche Cayenne Turbo or the Audi RS Q8? Let me know your pick down in the comments, and if you want to see more on the most exciting cars on the planet, make sure you're subscribed. Thanks for watching.